Hi guys!
Hello!
It's Julia from Those Dweebs with a special guest, Ken.
Yo!
We are here for Ghostorama. Spencer can't be here with us for the first part, but he's going to be here for the ghost hunting part.
Yes!
We're so excited to take you on this adventure!
Mm-hmm.
See you there.
This machine.
Yeah. It's like a little village.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
This little campsite.
Spencer's finally with us.
Yay!
Yay!
I have been released from their work.
Live work. So this park started operations in 1908, ran until about the mid-1970s on a regular basis. Then after that, up until 1980, they had some concerts and different events and stuff like that. But essentially closed about 1980 to the public. Then it sat vacant, and nature kind of took over until 2009, when the current owner bought the place and we started clearing stuff out. Those of us who volunteer here, whether you believe in the spirits or not, usually end up having some kind of experience. So you end up having strange things happen. That's why we started having the teams come in to actually prove that we weren't all crazy. There is a long, long history even before the House of David. Native Americans wintered here. They considered this area to be a holy place and a place of healing. Each one of the springs, there's actually 35 of them between here and further up the creek onto the City of David's property. Each spring has a different mineral content and is supposed to be able to heal different maladies, if you will. That is documented back about 3,000 years. If the City of David this summer opens up their museum, they actually have a whole room full of artifacts that you can look at and see. So that's worth a trip. So before the House of David, after the Native Americans, Colonel Eastman bought this property. He was a Civil War colonel. He grazed his cows here. It was just grazing land, but the cows found the springs. They pawed at them and stuff, and he realized there's water bubbling up. So he decided he was going to tap this water. Well, when he did, they found remains that they did not treat properly. So, you know, that may be a source of some of the things that we've happened here. We don't know for sure, but it's a good possibility. Okay, so we have the Native American, situation. We also have the House of David's religious beliefs is that they were going to return here. Part of it was that there was going to be an ingathering, and then that it was going to take place here. So maybe some of them are coming back. We don't know. We have had 2 documented sightings that we could identify actual people. One was Colonel Eastman. Somebody saw a Civil War soldier and was able to identify him from photos of more than one person. They could say, that's him, that's him, that's him. So we know Colonel Eastman has been seen here. The other thing that we've had happen is a lady walking her dog right behind this building here. She was walking along, just walking her dog, taking pictures. She kept seeing bees everywhere. So she's like, that's kind of strange. She rounded the corner there, and there's a man standing there, and he says, my name is Paul, and I work here. Well, then the dog pulled at the chain. She looked at the dog, and she looked back up. He was gone. Well, I knew who it was immediately. So I talked to the House of David and we got some pictures and I had her, is it one of these guys? And she pointed him out and it was called the Beekeeper.
Oh, what?
Yeah, who lived here. He lived here until he passed away in 1984. So we're gonna divide up into about 4 groups. So if you can kind of have maybe 10 people per group. If you have a family group, go ahead and stay together. Our leaders here, where is everybody? Come on. Okay, first group is gonna be Ken. Ken and Jody here. Ken's been here several times investigating. He's very knowledgeable, especially with the Native American stuff. As I explained earlier, in case everybody didn't hear, what we'll do is we're divided into 4 groups. So we'll have 4 different leaders, and everybody will get to see the same thing, okay? So we'll have 2 groups up here. We'll have one in the engine house, where there's a lot of activity in the engine house, and we'll probably have another group down in the lion house for about 30 minutes, and then we'll switch locations. After an hour, we'll come back up here to the fire. Everybody can have, bathroom breaks, get some water, sit down, rest, whatever. And then the 2 teams that were up here will go down in the ravine. And the 2 teams that were in the ravine then will have the areas down here. There are several areas in the ravine. I'm not sure which ones your leaders will take you to. There is a bunker down here below the bridge, which was originally an ice house during the, after Prohibition, and they were serving beer down here. It was actually used as a holding cell. We have a lot of activity there. There's also a stage area over here. There's also an area over where the little miniature racetrack used to be. I'm going to leave it up to the team leaders to see where they're sensing stuff, where they feel comfortable going. Mainly, I would say watch your step. Watch where you walk, especially when it gets dark down there. There's no lights down there. If anybody feels sick, if you start to feel sick, if you start to feel tired, let one of the team members know. You can come back up here. I'll be here. My brother will be here at the fire. You can come and hang out, and you'll be fine. Right? Anything else?
Sure. Hi.
Howdy.
Thanks for coming out tonight. Dan Holroyd with the Southern Michigan Paranormals. I would be remiss to not mention some people that are helping out tonight. Ken, the Rift. And Jody. We also have Drew from Living History's Mysteries. We have Tommy amongst the Tombstones also helping out going out with you. And some other folks. I've had brain surgery, so I forget names like Bump in the Night are here. They do a podcast. Randy? What? Who's Randy? Who's Randy, baby? So Randy, where's Randy? There's Randy, real paranormal. So I know I'm going to forget somebody. Some of you people I know, some of you don't. So she is right. This is a very haunted location, but I again want to thank you again for coming out, because portions of the proceeds are going to go into the park and it helps do what they need to do here. And we're going to try to give you a taste of what we do when we come out with a team. How many people here believe in ghosts? Raise hands. Wow. How many people think they've seen a ghost?
Really? Awesome.
How many people watch the ghost shows? Raise more hands, don't lie to me. All right, you passed the test. That's a control exercise. I didn't really care. You guys passed. This is going to go well. So we will have some equipment with us. We're using some cameras. We're using some EMF detectors. We have Ghost Box. Ghost Box there's several different versions, so we'll see if people talk to us. I will tell you, last night when we were sitting over here in the tent, getting ready for today's event, some people said hi very clearly and were talking to us. So they know we're here, and several times they say ghosts, so they know what we're up to. So hopefully, as she said, if you feel bad, let somebody know, because I know some of us are indifferent to energy changes. Some of you may be a little sensitive, to what we're doing. But we want to give you the best experience, and we'll try to do our best for you. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Hopefully you bugged up. Get some spray. Spray yourself, because you're going to meet some mosquitoes that could probably take on Rocky Marciano. So and fly off with you. There's no joke.
Make sure you get your ankles revealed for tick.
Yeah, ankles or cankles, whatever you got. I like this crowd. You guys should come to our shows more often.
Have you forgot
I'm gonna tell
ankles?
them that
No, I got it.
We got it right
earlier.
Yeah.
All right. The current building that we are in now is called the Machine Shop. This was a section added on to a building that used to be a dance hall. It was a remedy that comes over from Colonel Eastman, as you saw from the beginning of the tour that Debbie talked about. The history of this originally was a nice little gathering that the House of David would rent out, but the problem is they would have too many people roughhousing. So in the 1920s, the original machine shop had a fire. And what they ended up happening was the machine shop was separate from where they stored the engines. So after the fire, they decided, well, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. So they ended up combining the machine shop and the engine barn. Now, the actual structure of the barn itself is currently, what we've been able to prove is that it is the oldest original structure. Originally, it started off as a barn right around the Civil War era, and as Colonel Eastman bought the property, he turned it into basically a recreational area. Then as the House of David got it, they tried making it into a little hall, and then next they repurposed it into its current state. Now, the engine house that we're currently in right now was renovated right around 1933 is when it was turned into the current status that we see right now. What we are currently in right now is the machine shop. All the machines in here, except for two of them, are original to the park that they put down in here themselves in 1933, 1934. Almost everything in here still works. We're currently refurbishing it and getting everything up to code. But right now, the activity that we have in here is kind of about 50-50. Sometimes there's not exact one spot where, you know, you may get a reading or a whisper or something. But the one thing we will have a lot is that we will hear footsteps in the upstairs when there's only 2 or 3 of us, and we're all downstairs. And the cats are down here with us. So what it is, we don't know. But we've had to where the doors have closed on us, where there's no wind or anybody closing them themselves. And then next, long story short, just kind of like light activity here, but the one activity you will find a lot is we do have a few original engines. We have the original one that started at this park in 1908, and we were able to get that back. That's the highest activity, and we'll save the best for last. So right now, if you want to look around real quick, or I'm not sure, this is my first time, hosting one of these, so as the group leader, whatever that you would like, good sir, you go ahead and we can start in here for, 10, 15 minutes. You see whether or not, you get little readings out or do a recording. You're more than free to do that right now, and about 15 minutes, we'll go ahead and head inside the engine barn. It's more of a barn than a shed. So, it's a little bit cooler.
What do you guys think? You want to kind of freelance it for a minute, walk around, maybe use what devices you got? You want to do it as a group?
Yeah, like go like piece by piece, like some equipment.
I can take
so
half the
we
group into here if that'll give you a little bit more space to walk around, and then as we can swap them out.
Yeah, it's up to
I
you
can tell
guys.
you one thing though. Me and Danny, the first time we were back here, and him and I heard the sound of a train horn, like the.
Or was it the bell?
No, it was the train horn.
Or was it?
And me and Danny kind of just looked at each other and we were like, what? Because this was like at midnight, so we were like, there's no way that they're running the trains right now. So that was one of the things that we caught. It was pretty cool.
It's like.
Casey?
Nothing so far.
Nothing so far.
You're picking up a low-level EM field.
If there's anybody here and they want to make their presence known, could you please tap on something? Kind of like that. Or I know there's a lot of devices out in everybody's hands. If you would like to
I had a
possibly go
spike.
play with them or investigate it, we would really appreciate it. If that's you, can you keep doing it, please?
Oh.
Thanks.
When we were here last year, they had one of the old steam engines sitting right here from the St. Louis World's Fair, 1908.
Yeah.
And that's when we heard when me and Danny heard it.
Actually, when we first started, we were playing with the bell.
Oh.
And we had a K2 meter sitting up on the engine, and every time the bell would ding, the K2 meter would light up. So something here was really loving the K2 meter.
I was gonna say, I'm getting spikes on this.
Did you like working here?
It's like an electromagnetic field, so it does the only way. Yeah, so like if there's, so see, like maybe it'll make my phone go off next to it, but there's nothing, you don't even like, I'll move it.
Yeah, see, I'm not even grabbing anything with the tri-field here. No temperature variation. No.
Something's right there.
I just really took power tools right here. I'm trying to like find a spot where there's not any.
Back where you had it originally, apparently.
Oh, you know what probably is.
We're just gonna keep moving it. Oh, we're over here.
She was a scandalous one, showing ankle on everything.
Look.
We probably should grab that. That's gonna go off again. Oh, there we go.
They love
Oh.
You getting something right there?
I did for a second. Oh.
Yeah, that's like never happened before. We've never had this go off like this.
I know it's not broke, too.
Yeah, it's not broke.
Should I say this one down?
Possibly.
Could these lights be affecting it?
Oh.
Maybe.
Obviously it's not.
No.
It's not that, no.
No.
Trevor. Yeah.
There's
Put this
magnets
because
inside
there's
it.
just like.
Oh.
Was it?
No.
What was this?
Because that's. Oh.
Weird. See if I can let it out.
Something's.
It's like right here. It's not.
It's like
It's not the
mixture.
phone.
No.
Not the phone.
Pardon the pun, but this is hauntingly quiet.
I don't understand what's happening.
There's something right here.
Or it's possible that it's like trying to take energy from somebody. Or it's like bouncing around from all of us, and it's like, yeah, this just went up to 4.3.
That's crazy.
That's weird. Yeah, like baseline's usually like 1 or like 0.9 or like usually in that range or like point something. So anything above like a 2 or a 3 is pretty weird.
Just for the giggles of it. Pick that thing up and run it at me.
So is everybody familiar with the spirit boxes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can't get in there.
Are they using you this time?
So if there's anybody with us, you can use this device in the middle of all of us to talk through it. Let's start off with, are you here with us?
Do you remember us from last year? Well,
Are you feeling a little overwhelmed by how many people are in here? Now, as you can tell, it's not like Ghost Adventures, where all we ever hear is just words coming through it. This is what happens a lot, honestly. Like, you might sit here for 20 minutes and not hear a thing, but the next thing you know, you snap your fingers and it's like waves. Do you know where you are?
part of the House of David? I heard that
Does the number 7 have any significance? Are there 7 of you? 7 people you see? Do spirits get warm? Because it is hot.
Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, feel free.
Was the number 7 on any of the trains? I'm not sure, I think the Canyon number is 7.
How many people are in this room right now?
You guys had enough of the sound yet? Alright, we'll try it again later. And on Good Friday, we got a voice that came through that exact spirit box that said, "I'm the devil." It's like, that's a weird thing to hear on Good Friday.
Yeah.
But we were also by a grave, good old Mr. Bond. So he's like the prankster ghost there, like the prankster spirit. He's pulled my hair. He's touched my butt because he likes women there. It's weird. So as soon as we
Safe to open.
You said something about touching your butt, and she said it.
butt,
It's like thumbs up.
yes, I heard yes.
Do you like the idea of somebody touching her butt?
Ready to switch?
So Mr. Bond came through and said, "I'm the devil," and then that's where I also saw a black, kind of like figure walking towards the road.
Oh, wacky waving.
Yeah, it was super weird. It was like
Wacky waving
it was already
YouTube, man.
black at Unica, but you could see kind of because they
Usually,
built a
back
dealership
over
by
here,
it,
right.
so I could see the outline of this like. And I was just like, what is that? I was kind of scared, but I ran towards it anyway because YOLO, you only live once. Oh, we've also have had like our walkie-talkies just randomly go off. That's interesting. Same with the recorders. Our spirit box randomly turned on earlier too. Same with this root.
If there's anybody here with us, can you please talk to this device in my hand? There's no need to be shy. None of us are mean. We mean no harm. We're here with all respect.
Is that like a faint bell?
That did sound like a bell.
Yeah,
I
it
hear
did.
talking over there.
Well,
It might have been from the other rooms too, because the
Yeah.
train car's over there.
the other group, half of the group.
If you could please...
What did you do here, Doug? Don't be shy now. Everybody's here. There's, what, there's 16 of us standing right here, 17 of us. Tell us about yourself. Can you repeat that? It sounded like you said they killed him.
Everybody's ready. We'll go ahead and...
Alright.
You got number 7 earlier.
Group number 1, there's plenty of open inside here if you want to try anything over on this side, or if you would like to go back to the machine shop today. Maybe a quick little brief of the investigation little part while I give group 2 a quick little rundown of a little history. I apologize for that. Normally we don't have this many groups. We normally have about 7 or 8. Not, between 18 and 22, so you have to forgive me. And so I apologize if it's a little short and all that stuff. We're trying to make sure everybody has it. So right now what you're in is the old gathering hall for Eastman Springs. This originally was a barn right around the Civil War era, and then when Colonel Eastman purchased the property, he turned this into like a little gathering, little hall part while he opened up his business and opened up the mineral wells, as what Debbie was telling you all at the beginning of the tour. Now currently what we have now is just, this is the barn as is condition when we got it from the House of David in 2009. We've had some restructuring done, but pretty much everything you see inside here is almost a time capsule. Originally, the House of David, when they got the property from Colonel Eastman, is that they had this as their town hall. Well, not really town hall, but more kind of, which is kind of a little bit hard to see, so I kind of apologize. It's kind of cramped here. But when the House of David got it, it looked like the one there in the back. Now, when the House of David got it, over the 45 years that this had an operation, they changed it, they modified it. Basically, they stuck a giant semi-truck engine into a little Volkswagen. It's the best way I can explain what they did to this thing. This was sold off in 1951, and we were actually able to track it down, of all places, eBay. We were able to find it didn't sell. The current owner of the park was able to send them a message saying, hey, I have the part, I'm interested in the engine, let's make a deal. So they got it back. And since 2017 has been able to steam. It needs a new boiler, so we can't have it up for no more rides. But since we brought it back, this is kind of the one where we have a lot of activity happening. And by that, I mean, every now and then there won't be anybody around, or if there is somebody around, it's either myself or another, park volunteer. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, whether it's the engine or not, we hear a ring. And it's a distinctive bell that where it's not like a church bell where it's like a dong, it's this light little tap right here. Now, sometimes we had activity, and unfortunately I was proved a liar a little while ago. It's just like, I promise I'm not going crazy, at least not yet. So what we normally have is just that there's a gentleman inside this barn by the name of John, and he was kind of like the supervisor of the boys that ran the railroad. I can't 100% say, but I've seen the photo of him, and one day I was working out with a gentleman called Gordon. He runs our little steam engine. I was helping him with the engine because it needed a part replaced. He tells me to go grab the part from the front of the machine shop. Well, I grab the part from the machine shop, and I start walking back, and if I can have somebody highlight me real quick, I can basically show you this. As I'm coming back with the part that I need, I get out of the little, where we came through with the doors, I walk over, I come between this locomotive right here, I get about halfway right next to number 7. All of a sudden, I see a man out from my left of my eye step between this engine and this engine in a motion of like he's stepping over. White shirt, tie, a beard, and it looks like part of pants. Like somebody was just following me right over, just like, oh, hey. But there were only 2 people on that part of the property. One was out there, Gordon, and myself. I look back at number 7 like this to try to figure out who was that. I look back this way, I throw it off, I have the part, I get about right down here, right near this door, it's open, I come near the corner of it, my foot catches something. Okay, the first thing that comes to my mind is, okay, what does man mind do? Oh, my foot caught here, what's that? You want to throw it, you get mad, the thing just tripped you. I pick it up, and the second I pull it, something flies around and almost hits me in the face. I look at the object more, and it's a handrail from one of the other locomotives that the park had. It had been gone for almost 80 years. Nobody knew about it except for one other person, and he wasn't here. Nobody else knew where it was. It was just stashed up inside of a corner. And the thing is, that same day when this happened, I was saying, Do you know where any spare parts are for this or any other House of David train? The part that was found in the corner was this handrail off one of the bigger locomotives that they had. Throughout its history, it had small ones, medium ones, and big ones. The small and medium ones were sold off by the 50s. Whatever parts that were lying around that hadn't been, taken by anybody, they're still there. And nobody knew about that. And once that flung around there, that's just kind of like me. Right after I saw that, I'm just kind of like, okay, that just happened. Here's your part, Gordon. All right, let's fix this. That's my closest experience that I have had to where I have ever seen any type of apparition or any type of body or something. Now, 2 weeks ago, that little engine that's at the very front, I had it, and it has a little motor inside of it that uses fluid to go forward and back, just like a lawnmower. You see guys go out, you push forward, thing goes forward, pull back, the thing goes back. I had it open and pushing on the throttle, but there's a little valve on it that if you don't tighten it, it won't go anywhere. Halfway in between, I hear, between starting it and trying to get there, why are you not going? All of a sudden on my right ear, I hear, stop. Just like, stop. Just like, I thought it was, another volunteer, normally Gordon or another, part of the train crew. I stop. I get out just like, oh, that's not tightened down. No one else is with me. So even though any object in here that may not be House of David, but we still use it, they know. Or at least, regardless of where, your beliefs are with that, it's whatever it is. It's not just like, I only interact if it's House of David, or if it's an object that, wasn't here when I was around, or anything that I remember, I don't want anything to do with it. I cannot say that. If it's something here, and we're using it, or even it's a little object, they'll normally say, chair, left, no, yes. So the next little thing that I'll go ahead and do is just watch where you stand at. This is my first time doing something like this, so I apologize. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and just be careful where you're at. If you want to get out any of your little voice boxes or any type of little meters and stuff. The hot spot that we normally have is number 7 here on the cab, but the other thing they just had, a few of the coaches that they just tried with Group 1, they're getting a lot of strong readings off the coaches. So if you would like to, just go ahead and watch where you step. From now on, I'll let you turn it loose and let you all have fun. Or anything with your guide may want to do, go ahead.
It's super weird that you say number 7, but we were in there, and the voice came through and said 7.
On the spirit box.
On the spirit box.
And that's this one, right here.
Interesting. And do I remember that a year ago? I don't know.
So as you are, run free. Just watch where you go.
Curious. If there's anyone here with us, can you set that off? I see you trying. Come on.
Don't be shy. Just move closer to the box there.
Oh.
Oh, that's fake.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. You're doing a really good job. If you want, you can touch the antenna of the other thing over there. Oh, you're good.
Another seat that you wanted to go to?
Oh. Do you like this seat? It's like
Something looks like he's trying to.
There's a green light. If you get close to that, your energy will show up on the screen. It'll tell us how strong you are.